Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Study and Careers English Learning podcast. We are very happy to have you with us today, and we hope you are ready for another useful English listening practice session.
Hi, everyone. We are excited to practice with you, and today we are going to talk about something that many English learners experience, which is the difficulty of understanding English when people speak naturally.
Let me ask you a simple question before we begin. Do you study English every day, learn new vocabulary, and understand many sentences in your books, but then feel confused when you listen to real people speaking English?
Maybe you understand a sentence when you read it, but when you hear the same sentence in a normal conversation, it suddenly sounds different, faster, and more difficult.
If that happens to you, please do not feel bad because it is a very normal part of learning English.
Today, we are going to explain why natural English can be difficult, and we will also talk about practical listening habits that you can use every day.
We will discuss speaking speed, contractions, accents, active listening, passive listening, connected speech, useful expressions, movies and TV shows, and simple real-life conversations.
So, take your time, relax, and listen carefully. You do not need to understand every word on your first try.
The goal is to understand more today than you understood yesterday.
Exactly. Let's begin.
Alice, why do you think English listening is difficult for so many learners?
I think one of the biggest reasons is natural speaking speed. When people speak normally, they do not always pronounce every word in the slow and careful way that students hear in textbooks.
That is very true. A textbook may show a sentence like, "Hello, how are you?" But in a normal conversation, someone may say something much shorter and faster.
For example, "How are you doing?" may sound more like "How are you doing?" when people speak naturally.
And when learners hear this for the first time, they may think, "I know these words, but why does the sentence sound so different?"
Another reason is that English speakers often use contractions.
Let's give some simple examples.
I am becomes I'm.
Do not becomes don't.
I will becomes I'll.
Cannot becomes can't.
When you read these forms, they may look easy, but when you hear them quickly, your brain needs time to recognize them.
And there are also some common informal forms that learners hear very often.
For example, going to can sound like gonna.
I'm going to eat lunch may sound like I'm gonna eat lunch.
Another one is want to, which can sound like wanna.
Do you want to watch a movie can sound like, do you want to watch a movie?
And got to can sound like gotta.
I gotta go now simply means that the person needs to leave now.
You do not have to use these informal forms when you speak, especially as a beginner, but learning to recognize them can make listening much easier.
The more often you hear them, the less strange they will sound.
There is another problem that many learners have, and that problem is nervousness.
Yes, sometimes the learner knows enough English to understand the conversation, but they become worried because they think they must understand every single word.
And when you become nervous, it becomes even harder to listen carefully.
I remember a funny experience from my early English learning days.
What happened?
Someone asked me, "What's up?" and I thought they were asking about something above me.
Really?
Yes, I was thinking, what is up? Is something on the ceiling?
That is funny, but it's also a very useful example.
Later, I learned that what's up is usually a casual way to ask how are you or how are things.
This shows us that knowing individual words is not always enough.
Exactly. You also need to learn common expressions as complete phrases.
And you should not feel embarrassed when you don't understand something.
Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language.
Even advanced learners sometimes hear a new expression and need a moment to understand it.
Another important challenge is accents.
Yes, English does not sound exactly the same in every country or every region.
American English can sound different from British English.
Australian English can sound different from both.
And even inside one country, different cities and regions can have different accents.
There can also be different vocabulary.
For example, in American English, people commonly say elevator.
In British English, people commonly say lift.
Americans often say apartment.
British speakers often say flat.
The object is the same, but the word is different.
So, if you are a beginner, do not try to learn every English accent at the same time.
Start with one type of English that you understand comfortably.
Listen to it regularly, become familiar with the sounds, and then slowly add other accents.
Remember that even native speakers can sometimes have difficulty understanding a strong accent.
So if an accent is difficult for you, that does not mean your English is bad.
It simply means your ears need more exposure.
Now, let's talk about active listening and passive listening because this is very important.
Passive listening means that English is playing while you are doing something else.
For example, you may listen to an English podcast while washing dishes,
Or listen to English while walking.
or listen while traveling to work.
Passive listening can be useful because your ears become more familiar with English sounds.
But passive listening alone is usually not enough.
You also need active listening.
Active listening means giving your full attention to the English.
You sit down, remove distractions, and concentrate on what you hear.
Your ears and your brain work together.
Here is a simple active listening exercise.
Choose a short audio clip, perhaps 2 or 3 minutes long.
Listen carefully from beginning to end.
Then pause it and ask yourself, what did I hear?
Try to explain the main idea using your own simple English.
You do not need to remember every sentence.
Just try to remember the important information.
Another excellent activity is dictation.
Dictation means listening to English and writing the words that you hear.
It can be difficult, but it helps you notice small sounds and short words.
After you finish, check your writing against the original sentence.
Then notice which words you missed.
Those missed words show you what you need to practice.
Another powerful listening and speaking exercise is called shadowing.
Shadowing means listening to someone speak and repeating the sentence immediately after them.
You try to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, and natural speaking pattern.
It's called shadowing because you follow the speaker like a shadow.
For example, listen to this sentence.
I want to go to the store.
Now repeat it.
I want to go to the store.
When you practice shadowing, do not only copy the individual words.
Also notice which words sound stronger and which words sound softer.
English has a natural rhythm, and some words receive more stress than others.
In the sentence, I want to go to the store, the important words are usually want, go, and store.
The smaller words may sound shorter and softer.
This is one reason natural English can sound fast.
So you do not always need to hear every word with the same strength.
Focus on the important words first and use the situation to help you understand the rest.
Let's learn some common expressions now.
The first one is, I'm good.
It can mean I'm fine.
But it can also mean no thank you when someone offers you something.
For example, would you like another cup of coffee?
No thanks, I'm good.
The next expression is hang on.
Hang on means wait for a short time.
Hang on a second, I need to check something.
Another expression is my bad.
This is informal and means that was my mistake.
For example, oh, my bad, I forgot.
Another useful expression is it's on me.
This means that I will pay.
Don't worry about the coffee, it's on me.
Another one is, what do you say?
In a casual conversation, this can mean what do you think or do you agree?
For example, let's go for a walk. What do you say?
We also have that makes sense.
This means that you understand something or think that an explanation is logical.
Another useful phrase is I see what you mean.
This shows that you understand another person's idea.
And finally, no worries.
No worries means no problem or it is okay.
These expressions are very common, so listening to them many times can help you recognize them naturally.
This is one of the most important questions for English learners.
What should you do when you do not understand something?
First, stay calm.
Do not stop listening just because you missed one sentence.
If you become worried about one sentence, you may miss the next several sentences.
Keep listening,
The speaker may explain the idea again.
or the next sentence may give you enough information to understand the first one.
Use context.
Context means the information around the word or sentence.
For example, if someone is talking about a restaurant, you already know many possible words.
You know about food, drinks, menus, tables, prices, and ordering.
Your background knowledge can help you understand unfamiliar words.
Another useful skill is asking for clarification.
You can say, sorry, could you repeat that?
This means you want the person to say it again.
You can also say, sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
This means you did not hear or understand the sentence clearly.
But if you heard the words and do not understand the meaning, you can ask, what do you mean by that?
This is an important difference. Could you repeat that is mainly about hearing.
What do you mean is about understanding the meaning.
These phrases can be very useful in real conversations.
Alice, we covered many ideas today.
Yes, we talked about why natural English can be difficult, how contractions work, why accents can be challenging, and how active and passive listening are different.
We also talked about shadowing, dictation, daily English habits, choosing the right listening material, using English subtitles, and understanding connected speech.
We learned several everyday expressions.
And we practiced conversations in a cafe, on the phone, and while asking for directions.
But remember, you do not need to practice everything in one day.
Choose one small activity and make it part of your routine.
Maybe listen to English for 10 minutes every morning.
Maybe practice shadowing for 5 minutes.
Maybe watch a short video with English subtitles.
Or learn 3 useful expressions and make your own sentences.
Small actions become meaningful when you repeat them regularly.
And please do not become upset when you make mistakes.
Mistakes are a normal part of language learning.
Some days will feel easy.
Other days may feel difficult.
Both kinds of days are normal.
The important thing is that you continue.
Think about why you are learning English.
Maybe you want to travel.
Maybe you want to communicate with people from other countries.
Maybe you want to understand English videos without subtitles.
Maybe English can help you with your studies or your future career.
Whatever your reason is, remember it when learning feels difficult.
Your progress may sometimes be slow, but slow progress is still progress.
Every new word you understand is progress.
Every sentence you can recognize is progress.
Every time you listen again and understand a little more, that is progress.
So keep listening.
Keep repeating.
Keep speaking.
And keep learning.
Before we finish, we have a question for you.
What is the hardest part of English listening for you?
Is it fast speaking?
Is it different accents?
Is it vocabulary?
Or is it understanding natural expressions?
Write your answer in the comments using simple English.
For example, fast English is difficult for me.
Or, I have trouble understanding different accents.
Your answer can be very simple.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
We hope this English listening practice was useful for you.
Remember, you do not need perfect English before you start speaking.
You improve by listening, practicing, making mistakes, and trying again.
One sentence today.
One new phrase tomorrow.
10 minutes of listening every day.
And slowly, your ears will become more comfortable with English.
Your confidence can grow too.
So stay patient with yourself.
Keep practicing.
Keep listening.
And keep moving forward.
We are happy that you are learning with us.
We will see you in the next English practice.
Goodbye, everyone.
Take care and keep learning English every day.